Gabe, the Dog Who Sniffs Out Danger by Thea Feldman, illustrated by Chris Danger. It was a hot day in the war zone. A group of United States soldiers were out on a mission. They were looking for explosives. Gabe, a dog working in the Army, walked in front. Gabe walked without a leash about 100 yards ahead of one of the soldiers. The soldier was his partner, Chuck. He followed Chuck's commands for searching the steep area by the banks of the river. Gabe used his nose to search. He sniffed the hot ground and the hot, windy air. His fur was hot. His paws were hot too, but Gabe did not stop. Every step Gabe took was dangerous. Explosives could be buried anywhere. Some could go off if just 1 foot touched the ground above them, and Gabe had 4 feet. One wrong step could cost him his life. Chuck followed and watched Gabe. All the soldiers had total faith in Gabe. They trusted him and his nose with their lives. Suddenly, Gabe stopped. He sat down. This was his way of telling Chuck he had found something. "Come here, boy," Chuck called, and Gabe trotted over to Chuck's side. The soldiers searched the area. Buried under the ground, they found explosive materials that could have been used to kill or to hurt or kill many people. The soldiers might not have found the explosives without Gabe. No person or machine can smell things as well as a trained dog can. Gabe saved many lives that day. He was a hero. The soldiers all thanked Gabe. They rubbed his head, they patted his side, and Chuck gave him a hug and his favorite toy as a reward. Back at the base, the rest of the soldiers gathered around and they thanked Gabe too. The soldiers were thankful for the work Gabe did. They also liked having a dog at their base when they were so far from home. Everyone liked to spend time with Gabe. Gabe loved all the attention, but his favorite person was Chuck. He and Chuck were a team. They did everything together. They worked together and they played together too. Gabe had come a long way from his days in an animal shelter in Houston, Texas. He did not belong to anyone then. He did not even know how to sit on command. An animal rescue group found him, and they took Gabe out of the shelter and sent him to the U.S. Army. The Army put Gabe in a program that trained dogs to find dangerous, hidden explosives. Chuck was in the Army, and he enrolled in a program to work with dogs. When he and Gabe met, it was love at first sight. Chuck liked that Gabe was a calm and friendly dog. The two trained together for 5 months at an Army base in Texas. Gabe learned to tune out everything except for Chuck's voice. Chuck learned how to understand Gabe's smallest movements. When Gabe and Chuck were ready, they were sent to Iraq. Gabe and Chuck put all their training to work. Gabe searched roadsides and riverbanks. He searched houses and other buildings in villages. He searched flat, open fields and rocky, hilly places. He sniffed cars that had to stop at Army checkpoints. Some days, Gabe and Chuck did not look for explosives. They stayed at the base and practiced. On other days, Gabe and Chuck went to see the wounded soldiers in Army hospitals. Gabe wagged his tail, and he opened his mouth, and it looked like he was smiling. Gabe cheered everyone up. He was good medicine. Gabe and Chuck were in Iraq for 13 months. They went on more than 200 missions, and Gabe found explosives 26 times. He found more explosives than any other dog that served in Iraq. Gabe got 40 awards for all his hard work, and he was also named the country's top hero dog at the American Humane Association Hero Dog Awards one year. The best reward, though, was that Chuck was able to adopt Gabe after Gabe retired from the Army. Gabe and Chuck visited kids in schools, and Gabe inspired many kids. He taught them about respect and about doing a tough job when it is important. Some days, Gabe just played. He played with other dogs, he played with Chuck, and Gabe was a hero for his country, but he still liked to catch a ball. And there they are.